I want to talk about the 10 signs that you're drinking too much. And how do you know when it's time to quit? Is an early sign that, yeah, something's going on. It's the first sign that you have a problem is increased tolerance. So what does that mean? That means that you're drinking more and more to feel the same effects. As we're young, we start drinking and we start getting pissed all the time. And then we have to drink more and more. And that's a sign that the body is getting used to having that poison in us. And then the second sign, drinking alone. So if you're drinking alone, drinking is no longer a social activity. You're drinking for the effect. You're drinking to escape reality. And that's really a sign that things aren't right. And another sign that you start to neglect your responsibility. So you stop going to work, you stop looking after your family, stop looking after yourself, you avoid social obligation, and all you want to do is drink. And then frequent blackouts. Fuck, who hasn't had a blackout in their day? I know I've had plenty of blackouts. And the truth is, if that becomes the norm rather than the occasional thing, there's something going on. You have to start thinking, why are you drinking to that excess all the time? Every single day, you're just getting smashed and you're drinking to cope with life, cope with stress, cope with anxiety. I used to drink for every excuse in the world. It was a bad day, I'd have a drink. It was a good day, I had a drink. It was Sunday, I'd have a drink. It was Monday, I'd have a drink. It was Tuesday, I had a drink. You just drink. That's what you do. And then you say to yourself all the time, I'm going to stop. I'm going to cut back. But the truth is you don't cut back. You struggle and you fail to cut down. That's another sign that things aren't going well. And while we're halfway through, just remember that you can go to kickthepiss.com. But let's get back to what are the signs? When you start to ignore the consequences of your drinking, when you start to say to yourself, that didn't really happen, or you start to minimize the things that you did or didn't do, the times that you did or didn't show up, and the things that you did or didn't say, you have negative consequences and you start to ignore those negative consequences. I know for myself, I had a stroke when I was 40. It's not unheard of, but it's not normal because of alcohol. And these are the things that start to happen in the background that you don't recognize, that you don't see, that are happening to you. And by the time that you get there, it's too late. And then another sign that gets too late when you get there is you start to have withdrawal symptoms. And those symptoms can be either severe or mild. They just creep up on you. And then you get to a point where you're drinking all the time and then you can't not drink because you physically are withdrawing so much that you feel shit when you don't drink. You feel shit when you do drink. And then you're stuck in this endless cycle of fuckery. And the only way to get out is to get some help. And then, the last, but not the least sign that we're going to talk about today is increased secrecy and denial. Because if you're drinking, if you can't talk to people about your drinking, if you're hiding your drinking, if you're lying about your drinking, two things are happening. You're either ashamed about them or fuck, something's going on. You have to keep it on the down low. It's time to quit. These are the things that you need to start to think about. If these things are happening in my life, what's next? What do I need to do? And what you need to do, if you choose to, is to get some help and get sobriety and start to work your life in a way that works for you instead of against you. And how do you do that? You get some help, join a supportive community of people, and you start to work towards something. You start to recognize that there's more to life than getting pissed. You start to recognize that life can be better. You start to recognize that there's something more than just getting pissed. If that's something you ever want to have a chat about, get back to me and get to kickthepiss.com. And I know that something has to change. You can't keep drinking the way that you are forever and know that it's going to be okay. Because eventually there's a price to be paid, whether you want to pay it directly or indirectly, there will be a price. And my suggestion is you can circumvent that and get some help now rather than wait till later. But no matter where you are on your journey, if you recognize that there's any of these signs in your life, you need to start to address your drinking. Check out my free training and see what we've got to offer and see how we can help you. And if we can't help you, we'll be able to point you in the direction of somebody who can. Because I know what it's like to be alone. I know what it's like to struggle. And I know what it's like to not know the answer of the one question that is on my mind. How do I stop drinking? And the answer is you get some help. If I can help you on that journey, that's what I'm all about. My name's Jason. I'm from Kick the Piss. I look forward to speaking to you soon. And just remember, you're not alone.